Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger, ready to move out.
It's Clobberin time! I just love Clobberin time!
Yeah, that's right. Who doesn't? Hey. Welcome, clobberers and clobberonimos and clobberettes and clobberuskis and clobberettes and every other kind of clobber. Even if you're not a clobber, welcome anyway. But of any kind, you don't have to be any kind of clobber. You can clobberer, you can be a smasher, though. It doesn't matter. You're welcome here. Great to see you all, my dear friends. Welcome to Wildcard Wednesday night on Clobberin Times. Issue number 436 on YouTube, 1,136 overall. And I am Clobby, your ever-loving brown-eyed thing, hosting. As always, Clobberin Times, something I don't say like I used to on the old platform, still does come at you from the Baxter Building basement, which, of course, is secretly located, not much of a secret, I grant you, on the Isle of Misfit Toys, solely owned and operated by the Kirby Commandos, over which I, Clobby J. Grimm, the ever-loving brown-eyed thing, preside as Supreme Commandant with absolute ruler. And now you know why I don't sell that crap anymore like I used to. But it was kind of fun to relive it a little bit on a wild card Wednesday night, because you never know what you're going to get on a wild card Wednesday night. So I do know that I get a few friends popping in, though, and that's fantastic to see you guys here. Let me do a bit of a show note. Tomorrow night, of course. Tomorrow night we'll have the clubhouse. May just be me and Raquel. I don't know for sure, but we'll find out. And then, Saturday night, of course, it'll be Saturday Night Star Trek. We'll have 4 more episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, getting close to the end, getting close to wrapping up season 2 of DS9 at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same Clobby time, same Trek channel. Other way around, actually, same Trek time, same Clobby channel. Whoops, sorry about that. But we have sorry, so unprofessional. Oh my God. We have a fantastic time doing that show every Saturday night. You all make it so, and we really just appreciate you so much, and thank you so much, all of you friends who come and show up for that. just as you all show up for the clubhouse. Appreciate you. And appreciate everyone who showed up this past Monday night for Mark C. Comics Talk. It was a lot of fun. And Sunday night at the Geekery too. So, and then of course, yes, Mark D with the C, please, our chief engineer. He might be on, I don't know, some kind of away mission or something. I don't know, but either way, please go and subscribe to his cool channel. And of course, you know, he may be back in time for the Geekery Sunday night. I don't know what he's doing. He'll let me know though. Anyway, appreciate that. And of course, in addition to the normal time for Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk, this upcoming Monday night, which will be 9 p.m. Central Standard as always, on October the 3rd, I believe it is. But a little bit before that, 3 hours before it, there will be a special Clobby's Classic Comics review with a great special guest, my extraordinary buddy J-Man. We will bring to you a review, a Clobby's Classic Comics review special. I'll get that right one day, I promise. DC Comics presents number 29 by the late, great Len Wein and, of course, the great Jim Starlin and Romeo Tangal on the inks. Classic. Extraordinary issue. And I'm looking forward to that because I always love hanging out with my great pal J-Man. And now let me say some acknowledgments, some hellos and friends over here. It's the aforementioned great J-Man popped into the chat first there. Hey, buddy, I hope you're doing well. If you're still out there, I know you have to go to bed early usually, but I'm always happy to see you pop in. Big shout out to the great J-Man, folks. Please go to his channel and subscribe if you have not already. He has an extraordinary channel with great content, and he is an awesome dude. And we all big J-Man fans around here. We have the great Eric K, a bronze wrencher. Oh, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you, man. And of course, the great Chris Persia here. Well, thanks for all you do, Chris. You are the man. We really appreciate you around here, bro. You know, and I just thank you so much. By the way, thanks. Big shout out to the great Stone Wilkie, not only for my opening credits, but also for having me on the comic book roundtable earlier tonight. That was a lot of fun as always with my Loki and my boy at 24/7. Also here with us tonight, the great D. Bud Martin, the man of iron. What's up, buddy? What about it, Phantom Outsider? Good to see you there, bro. Brian Hepburn, hey there. Good to see you, my friend. Classic Comics, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Wagnar, what's up, bud? Good to see you, sir. Wagnar. You know, I can't say it like Raquel does. Let's see if anyone else is with us. Matthew Pounder, what is up, bud? Great to see you. Great to see you. Let's see. Alaric Harrelson, hello there. Welcome, my friend. Great to see you. I'm glad to have you here. Oh my goodness. Hungry for Max Redstone 2 team up with Lloyd Kaufman. That would be insanity incarnate, wouldn't it? Hungry Boy, good to see you there, bro. Hope you're feeling well and doing well, my friend. Always great to have the great Hungry Boy, the great Clobberin Times official artist, on hand for the evening's events. And I got a pretty much wild opening event. Sorry, I'm one. It was a rough time tonight. I was doing so much stuff. I had to have at least I had to have myself at least something to chew on before I started. Let's see what I'm looking for here. I have What If is a comic, of course. I'm trying to find a draft that I had put somewhere. Where are you? Oh, there we go. I got you. Sorry, everyone. In the not too distant future, and I don't mean next Sunday AD, we will have the return of the Clobberin Times Comics Creator, Hall of Fame. I can't get anything right today. Or any other day, really. So it's been a while since I have conducted the ceremonies for the Clobberin Times Comics Creator Hall of Fame. It's getting close to that time. So I think I will do that in November. I think I've done 3 of them so far. Doing 10 inductees every time. And yeah, so get ready. Because Wave 4 of the Comics Creators Hall of Fame is coming soon on Clobberin Time. And I don't have the list in front of me of the other ones yet because I'm that remiss. I need to make a new, get them all compiled together. But I mean, it's obvious the ones that made it. It's going to be tougher to pick these later waves because I do 10 at a time. And it's actually tough to pick, but this dovetails with what I want to talk about. Hungry Boy, I'm going to go ahead and help you not. Don't be mad at me tonight, dude, but I'm going to get Tripwire out of the way because I've taken it off of Thursday nights and put it here. But there's no stress once we're getting into this top list. There's no stress for tonight's Tripwire at all. None. Because he's a great artist and he belongs in there. One of the all-time best, and I love his work. He came close to making my top 25. He's right at the cusp of it, and they've got him at number 14. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this man being this high. A case could be made for him to be higher. So, well, no further ado. The Tripwire, again, when we get to these higher numbers, some of them are going to be right, or certainly inarguable. Number 14 on the Tripwire list. And for those who do not know, Tripwire once was an actual physical magazine. Now it's like a lot of magazines. It's online. I believe it's British. They came out with a list a good while back called the top 101 greatest comic artists. I have been disputing not so much the entries on the list is their placement, which has been patently absurd. But now, this has been going on for well over a year. They were doing once a week, one a week, and then they've moved that up a little, and they're trying to speed it up. But this week, last week we had like 5 or 6. They crammed a bunch of them over the past couple of weeks. So this week we just have one. And number 14 is such a great one. I could see him even being higher. And he's one of my all-time favorites. He just didn't make my top 25 because the body of work wasn't quite there, but I love him. And that is, of course, number 14, the great Alex Raymond, who look. In this case, of course, the comic strip artist. They combine comic strip artists and comic book artists. And I don't think anyone could argue with him being this high. I can't. I mean, he's one of the all-time greatest. I love his Flash Gordon work, of course. I mean, he was just phenomenal. I had him when I was making my list, it killed me to leave him off the top 25. But this is a good one right here. This is a gooder, as Mark likes to say. Alex Raymond was a master. Not only did he create Flash Gordon, one of my favorite things ever. He did a lot of other. The thing is, he did some other stuff. He made, he didn't. After Flash Gordon, I know he did a couple other books. Excuse me. Listen to me. Strips. I have some of those big books from the when they first reprinted these strips in the 70s. They were huge books, but they were like they were gigantic. I still have them in there in so shape. And well, yeah, look, classic comics, absolutely. Alex Raymond's one of the most, like you said, as well said, is one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. Defined the look of sci-fi for about 50 years. I mean, I love him. He's just Matthew Pounder would have been his top 5, and I don't blame you one bit. Don't blame you one bit. There were just people that I personally loved a little bit more, but actually, on one of my revised lists, I had him way at the top. And I can't remember what my process was when I did my list before. But I love that he's this high. And he's probably better than a lot of the guys that these people are going to put ahead of him, if you know what I'm saying. I'm fairly confident that whoever goes the 13 ahead of him, there's of course Jungle Jim, Secret Edge, and X9. I'm fairly confident there won't. I mean, some of them might be deserving. But I wouldn't count on too many of them being better than Alex Raymond. Died a bit young, on the young side anyway, or certainly a bit, he wasn't too old. Died in a car crash, unfortunately. In Stan Drake's Corvette or whatever it was. So, yeah. And okie dokie. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a message. If you hear me out there, who sent me number one, who sent me the message, yes, I'll if you help me remember after the show's over. Could be a bit higher. Hunger Boy says could be a bit higher, but I'm just happy that Mr. Raymond is here this high. Yeah, Matthew, look, I don't blame you for number 5 there, dude. None at all, man. Raymond was one of the few masters who could choose the best solid blacks, yet also use finesse inking lines. Yeah, definitely one of the most imitated artists. And Raymond, it was this list has already had Hal Foster way too low in my opinion. There's some similarities between Raymond and Foster. Static Images, of course. I just look it's just a huge Flash Gordon fan. I mean, his art was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And this is an idea. Look, I knew he would be high. You could easily make a case for higher or lower, but not much lower. Not much lower, that's for sure. So there you go with that. But when I made my list, yeah, Foster was robbed. When I made my list, I was going. Remember, I don't. This said the greatest. Their list says the top 100 greatest. They think they're arrogant. Mine doesn't say that. Mine says favorite. My personal favorites. And then when I did my list with the late, great Mark C., our dear departed friend Mark C., we were going with personal favorites, you see. And I always consider that to be a little, when you say, I mean, yeah, someone's the greatest, they're the greatest to me, but they're not the greatest to everyone else sometimes. Just the way it is. Close it. Globby, you say they're arrogant, I say they're conceited. Yeah, well, I'm right there with you, brother. Right there on the same page with you. To hell with them. To hell with them. But they got that one. I mean, put it this way. I don't know about right, but it was. I'm not insulted at him having him at 14. I can, that's respectable having him at 14. And when we get to the bottom of their, when we get to the end of their list and see who they've got in the top 10 and at number 1, when it's all said and done, just as back when they were at like number 50 something or other. When they were at number 50 something or whatever it was, I did a show about that when I first heard about this. They were at like number 56 or something like that, I think. A ballpark, somewhere in that ballpark. And I forgot. I don't know how it even came to my attention now. Maybe somebody showed it to me. Maybe one of you guys showed it to me. I don't even remember now. I'll tell you what I do know. I went nuts looking at some of the placement. I weren't a happy camper. No question about it. Max Redstone. So let me take a look at the poll that I put up earlier. Let me refresh it here for a second. And see what kind of voting we got going on for the poll that's in the chat there. Because there's just so many reviews I want to do in so little time. I'm going to be doing some videos on them. I keep saying that, but I'm having trouble getting everything put together. So as it stands now, okay, we have 18 votes. The question was, which of these comic book epics would you most like to see reviewed? At number 1, wow, that's way out there too. Look at that. Avengers Kree Skrull War. Wow, okay. At 37% in first place. In second place is Crisis on Infinite Earths. Now we have, sorry, just what I was saying, that we have 20 votes now. So, still in first place, however, and now we're back to 38 with 21 votes. So it's fluctuating. So Avengers Kree Skrull War is maintaining first place at 38% with 21 votes so far. Crisis on Infinite Earths at 29%. Number 2 in second place. And in third place, The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, of course. And Watchmen, the one that might be, I don't know, that I'm definitely going to be reviewing before the end of the year, for sure, is Watchmen at 14% in last place. Herm, or as Rorschach would say, Herm. Yeah. Well, you know what? Classic Comics, that's not a bad point. I like that point. And Kree Skrull War will be done. Will be done very soon. It'll be, like I said, I'll do it usually on a special show if it's someone that has to do it at a special time frame, or I'll do it on Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. But I will do it, and it will, before the end of the year. Avengers Kree Skrull War will happen. Watchmen will happen. Crisis, man, it's getting a lot of votes. I put Crisis there because I wanted to come up with something that, maybe hadn't been I don't know. I have a lot of problems with Crisis. Plus, the only thing, I don't know. I just wanted to pick up because I didn't want to do another one with the word dark in the title. I thought about Dark Phoenix. We've already polled on that one. We'll be doing Dark Phoenix in the not too distant future. I know J-Man and I will be doing Dark Phoenix Saga. And Lord Thoth and I, when he gets the time, we're going to do the Great Darkness Saga. So you already had the word The Dark Knight Returns in there, but anyway. I wanted to vary it up. Now, Crisis has all those crossovers, but it doesn't matter. You can still do the 12-issue thing. I got a problem with. I go in with a bias with Crisis, though. I still think I need to reread it, I guess, but I have a lot of problems with Crisis. A lot of problems with it. Mainly, its very existence, to be honest with you. I just love Clobberin time. Thank you, Max Redstone. Slobbering time it is. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what wins. It looks like Kree Skrull War is going to be a clear winner. 1993, 1995 Cerebus. I stopped reading Cerebus at that point. Whoa. They're doing an Alan Moore Miracle Man omnibus. Oh, they won't put his name on it, I bet you. I got to get that Matthew Pounder, but that's going to be expensive out the arse. I only know one man in existence that bought Aardvark Vanaheim's Cerebus after like 1989 or whatever, or 85. And it's a friend of mine has those Cerebus you're talking about, Hungry Boy, but I didn't read them. I stopped buying Cerebus around that point. And I think I know what you're talking about, though. See, classic comics, my problem with Crisis is the fact that it was concocted as a mechanism, not as a story. A tool or a mechanism. It wasn't the result of editors, writers, artists sitting around going, hey, you know what would be a great idea for a story? How about this? Boom, 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 boom. So forth, so on. I can respect that, even if a story is not good. In a similar vein, the way Secret Wars was concocted to sell toys for Marvel, Crisis was even more sinister because Crisis on Infinite Earths was Jeanette Kahn deciding she wanted to kill some characters and streamline some titles, and she didn't like the multiple Earth stuff. And they wanted to do this thing where they streamlined their Earths. They got rid of, it was revisionist drivel that they didn't even obey themselves just a year later. They contradicted it. They contradicted it a year later themselves. But it was done. I mean, so it was not created as a good story from whole cloth. It was created to screw a bunch of characters over, screw the histories of a bunch of old characters, and ruin something that I loved. I loved that there was a DC multiverse. They've ruined multiverses now are abused, but back then I loved that there was Earth 1 and Earth 2 and Earth X and Earth S and Earth B for Bob Haney. Now, Crisis came along and merged Earths and started saying, well, that didn't happen, but it did, but it didn't, but it did, but it didn't. But shut up. Oh, look, the Perez art was fantastic. The flexi-graphic paper sucked. They got rid of my favorite Earths there, Wagnar. I loved Earth 2. Even though it was backwards, Earth 2 should have been called Earth 1, as we all know. And that was, even as a kid, you're like, huh? Exactly. Classic comics, exactly. Earth. I mean, DC continuity became far worse after Crisis. It became a mess. Yes, thank you, Matthew Penn. They wrecked the Legion, Hawkman, the Golden Age characters. I hated it. I hated Jeanette Kahn for that. Hated her. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. Ask Vinnie Coletta. But You can't though. And everyone loves her and reveres her and all this stuff. She did bring in a lot of good stuff in the 80s, but she gave us Crisis, which screwed up so many things that I loved. I was not a fan. Called The Wrath of Jeanette Kahn. I can't believe someone said it'd be great if Cisco and 3 other crew members got trapped in a virtual death zone in one game, and one game would involve them singing hopscotch to proceed. And even worse, to add insult to injury to that, Max Redstone, they ended up having to say, Crisis only would have cleaned things up if they had restarted all their titles at the same time following it. I mean, yes, and Crisis, they contradicted the hell out of Crisis a year later with the stupid Burn reboot garbage. And then, they let Perez revamping Wonder Woman, Miller pretty much retooling Batman and changing his. They went all over the place. They didn't even obey their own stupid Crisis. A year after that, they just threw it all to crap. Oh, I'm sorry, Hungry Boy. I didn't know you didn't like that. It was Max's fault. All right, no more Alan Moraine tonight. None. I mean it. It's over. I know you think I'm kidding, but no, it's done. So, anyway, because I want to talk about comics anyway. Or anything else you want to talk about. Anything else you want to talk about, I'll talk about as well, friends, of course. But send your shin kicks to Max Redstone. The R.I.P. Coolio. What? Is that a joke? Comics Talk, indeed. Speaking of Comics Talk, Hungry Boy, I've been reading that. Started reading that team up annual and a team up companion. Boy, it's really cool. Oh, he said, "Oh, okay. Well, rest in peace to him." I hate rap, but that's a shame. Wagner says, have you watched the TV series Happen Leonard? 4 words for you first season. Christina Hendricks. Well, now I will with her in there. I have not seen it. I don't know if I've even heard of that. Maybe I have. The name sounds familiar, but no, sir, I've not seen that with Christina Hendricks, though. Chris Berger. Christina Hendricks is magic. Yeah, I'm all over it. And by the way, I hope our friends in Florida are coping, dealing with that terrible weather there, hurricane and stuff. I hope Dad, man, and all of other friends are doing okay. Wish them all the best over there. So, yeah. Yeah, I've been reading some goofy comics. And some Bronze Age comics and stuff, and a few other things. But other than that, when I was on the round table today, the comic book round table, all Loki and 24 were talking about that new announcement for the Deadpool movie with Hugh Jackman. Everyone seems to be excited about that. I mean, I got nothing for it, to be honest with you. I like the Deadpool movies okay, but I never liked him as a character in the comics. I mean, that's why I thought the movies were kind of funny, but I don't really care about him that much. But as we were kind of disagreeing a little bit with my buddy 24, and if you're out there, 24, salute to you. I don't have any. If you are a fan of that character in those movies, don't have any hope that Disney's going to do it right. They're not going to I don't think they'll let Ryan Reynolds run roughshod and do whatever the hell he wants. But, hey, I don't have any strong views on that anyway because I don't care. Disney crap. I mean, Did anyone here? I bet no one here watched Andor. I'm going to go out on a limb and poll you guys. Did any of you watch Andor? We're up to 4 episodes already. We'll go back to Comic Talk, but I just wanted to, Strange. Matthew Pounder said, Strange, just watched the Hurricane in an Avengers cartoon. Oh, really? Well, which one? Okay, so Gwagnar did. Classic says nope. Max says, I get Disney Plus for free and I won't touch that crap. I get it for free. My daughter has the codes to it, so I also get it. Chris Purser says, 4 episodes already. Guess you can tell I didn't. Andor appeals to me as much as Squirrel Girl. That much, huh? Says Hungry Boy. Aloric says, I'm not giving Disney a dime of my money, so no Disney anything. There you go. I haven't given them a dime either, and never will. But I do watch on someone else's codes sometimes. And well, I'm gonna have to get a ruling from you, from all of you, since I trust you guys. I need you to tell me whether I have watched Andor or not. You might say, what do you mean? How do we know whether you've watched Andor or not? Did you watch it or didn't you watch it? Here's why I'm not sure. Last week, before the show, they dropped 3 episodes last week, right? In a clot, and then every week after that they drop 1 episode. They now have 4. But last week when they dropped 3, that night before that happened, I was on the Great Midnight's Edge with Tom and the Lovely Six and our good buddy Paulie and we were talking, and others, and we were talking about it, and Paulie says, hey, let's all after the thing drops, and it drops at 2 a.m. where I am. Let's all after they drop those episodes, let's all talk about it. Let's do a show. So I said, okay. I did. I agreed to do the show. So you tell me if I've watched it, and I need you guys to help me out here. Turn on the episode 1. I always try to be fair. If I'm going to watch something, whatever my preconceptions or whatever, I have them like anyone else, misgivings. But if something can win me over, it can win me over. Right? There are plenty of times when I thought I was going to hate something, I ended up liking it. And vice versa, of course. But so I turned on episode 1, not expecting much. I thought Rogue One was okay. Maybe the last half hour of Rogue One was all right. I had nothing for this character, nothing against the actor either. Just, whatever, right? So here I go. I turn it on. Say, let's hope it's good. Watching the first episode, and I know it's 2 a.m., but still, I start getting really sleepy. I'm not liking anything I'm seeing. I'm not excited. It's supposed, say what you want about Star Wars, bad or good. It's supposed to be exciting and keep you going, right? By the time at the end of I was in and out. I kept fading in and out. I know I slept a couple of times. So at the end, remember we had a time frame here. I couldn't run it all back and do it all over because after those 3 were up, we had to do the stream. So I was like, I know I dozed on a couple of scenes, but it was freaking boring beyond belief. I'm sorry. It looks really good. It doesn't look cheap dog shit like Obi-Wan or Boba Fett. It doesn't really look cheap. It actually looks well produced and stuff. So budget-wise, it's fine. Visually, it's fine. And the sets are fine. So the second episode, I said, they'll recap it. I'll be fine, right? Second episode comes along. And I'm watching. I'm like, okay, look, you can sell me. I mean, I didn't really hate. I kind of liked the little droid thing he had. I mean, other than that, by the way, the show doesn't look anything like Star Wars. It's a bunch of like dry, boring humans. There's not a lot of aliens or any of that stuff. Very few droids. There's a droid character, but other than that, so Second episode, I'm drooping and I'm oh man, I'm dozing and dreary, and eventually I tanked. I mean, I was falling asleep. I was just in and out. You know that kind where you just can't pay attention and you're just falling asleep. You're falling the hell asleep. That was me. So then I'm going, oh man, I can't run that back either. I'll keep going. Third episode, I'm awake this time. I think I grabbed a snack or something. I'm going to stay awake. I'm going to stay awake. So here we go. So somewhere toward the middle, these episodes are not long, by the way. They just feel like hours. I'm going up and down, up and down. I'm about to fall asleep again. Then Stellan Skarsgård comes along, and he's pretty interesting. He's a great actor, I always thought. And he and Andor getting this big shootout that was pretty cool. And they've got these Imperial guards. They're having a big fight. In other words, for the first time, we have an actual action sequence, and they're shooting it out. The ray gun pew pew fight was actually very well done. The fight. And some of the things, Stellan Skarsgård was, his character was compelling. The things he was telling Andor were interesting. The last 10 minutes, I'm like, okay, maybe there's some promise. Maybe this show's going to ramp it up. They've got a good action sequence here. There's some tension going on, stuff going on in this little city, this little town that they're in. Maybe these last 10 minutes are encouraging, like something actually is going to start happening, right? So last 10 minutes, okay, that was who knows? Maybe it's going to pick it up now. But I still think those first 3 episodes could have all been done in one episode. But you got to justify your budget somewhere, I guess. Anyway. So this morning, 2 a.m. in the morning, along comes episode 4. And I was like, all right, well, maybe we're going to see some development of this story. There'll be some payoff. Maybe we're going to learn some things. And early on when they're showing the ship and they go to Coruscant, I'm like, oh, they're going to Coruscant. That's pretty good. Maybe something will happen on Coruscant. Maybe it'll start feeling like Star Wars, which it has not. Just maybe. Just maybe. I'm giving it a shot here, right? So anyway, they go to Coruscant. They've got this secret police, this ISB or whatever. And I'm thinking, all right, this still doesn't feel like Star Wars, but let's see what happens. And it felt like 5 hours of them sitting around in a room, very sterile room. It reminded me more of THX 1138 than Star Wars. And they were just talking. Talk. Andor was sitting on this planet with a bunch of vagabonds eating around a campfire. And I'm watching this bureaucrat shit about to fall asleep again. It was like watching C-SPAN on Coruscant. And it was just, again, not very Star Wars-y. And I kind of went droopy again for this one. I'm going in and out. In and out. In and out. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I didn't really spoil anything anyway. Anyone could tell Brian he could come back in. And I'm not, no more spoilering. I'm just going to ask you guys, based on all of that, did I watch the show? You can be honest with me. I think I know enough. I'm not going to go back and watch it. Did I watch it? Would you call that watching the show or just kind of hanging out with the show a little bit and maybe sleeping to the show? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If you were to ask me, hey, J-Man said, I didn't see Andor, I'll try it later. But I don't think I got spoilery, did I? Exactly, Max. But my point is, I mean, can I say I watched the show? I don't want to lie. Because that's what I'm going. If you fell asleep, How you know it wasn't really good? You just were falling asleep the whole time. Well, look, She-Hulk's a piece of dog shit. And I didn't fall asleep once during She-Hulk. Not once. And tonight, well, this at 2 a.m. is probably the worst one because they're going to start defiling Daredevil. And yes, you could call it sick curiosity. Why would you watch that trash? I'm an idiot. I admit it. I want to review. I want to talk about it. Let's see here. Clobberin times. I definitely will try and or out so you can cut back on my prescription sleep meds. Yeah, and or out. But look, hey, you might, yeah, and or out indeed. You might get some sleep, duder. I'm telling you. I mean, maybe it's just me. You did technically see the shows. Exactly. Alaric Harrison. So you watched Disney Plus, but you definitely didn't watch Star Wars because Disney doesn't do real Star Wars anyway. Alaric Harrison, absolutely, Ishness. I'm with you there. But is that called watching it? EFAP shows almost all the minutes of She-Hulk, so I feel I've seen most of the. Oh yeah. So look. She-Hulk is a garbage piece of crap, but I didn't fall asleep. I didn't even want. I mean, so it's not necessarily so much boring as it's just bad. Whereas Andor has a boredom problem. And let's be fair, we already know where his life goes anyway, don't we? Because if you've seen Rogue One, I don't understand why they did this show. Diego Luna's a good actor, I guess. Stellan Skarsgård, that man's great. He's great. And the thing is, I could, and Brian, I hope you're back, Brian. I couldn't spoil you if I wanted to, man, because I don't think much happened, and I won't tell you any specifics anyway. But it's, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about it. But in fairness, as the kids say, there are a lot of people I've seen online who I'm not engaging in no arguments with or anything that like it. That are liking the show. And hey, good. Feelings across time. The new Quantum Leap. That's what Chris says. Is that bad? Is the new Quantum Leap that bad? I mean, well, obviously. I'm not a big fan of the old Quantum Leap, but I can imagine that being terrible. A lot of people are saying it sucks. So, sorry. Yikes. Sorry. Wow. So I'm sorry, Quantum Leap fans, but I feel you. So I guess I watched it. Yeah. CW Leap. Hungry boy for the win. CW Leap. Perfect. Oh, cripes. J. Long goes through She-Hulk scene by scene also. Gotcha. Claude says the new new Quantum Leap rather was not vomit inducing, but nothing special. Whereas I think, who was it? Chris, what about you? Was vomit induced? Because you said it was dull and bad. I mean, it was crappy, but was vomit induced is the question. No wrong answers here for that. Excuse me. Oh my goodness! I had to stand up and take care of something here. Oh shit! Well, what can you do now? As Chris says, it's boring and everything is about the guy's girlfriend who was supposed to be the leaper, but he and Al's daughter from the original series secretly reprogrammed the device and he jumps. J.D. Lewis, what's up, bud? Yeah, it's a shame that Bernie Hudson had to be stuck in that thing, right? Yikesers. Not good. Not good at all. No. What are you going to do? Everything sucks. So, yeah, and look, if any of you can watch Andor and stay awake, more power to you. Gotcha, Eric. I hear you, Eric. Thank you. She-Bulk is the one I'm man. What they're going to do to Daredevil, oh, God. We'll see, though. I'll watch it. Yeah, exactly right. I'll believe anything you want as long as there's a steady paycheck in it. I'll believe anything you say. Al Ziggy says, unless you put on that dress and there's a 98.7% chance the guy is going to be assassinated. Yeah, I never was into that show. I was a total jerk off about that show. I was well, way back when, and I've mentioned this before, when Quantum Creep was on the air, I was married way back then. I know you're all shocked, but my then wife was a fan of that show. I was not. Now, again, many people, even guys, strangely enough, liked the show. Fine. But I just wasn't into it, and I was a total asshead about it, too. I admit it. J-Man says, She-Hulk is actually a garbage show and not in a funny way. It's bad. The writing is horrible. What is this show about? Nothing. Well, it is. Yeah, it's not. It's pretty much about these little future cat ladies sitting around who are now in their 20s, whining and dumping on men and crying about how their life treats them. It's whiny trash. Someone, I think, Hunger Boy said it perfect, called it She-Sulk. It's about sulking women. Younger, like I guess Gen Z women or whatever, whining about shit from Hollywood. Hollywood women. That's what it's about. So, yeah, they can go screw. But you're right. It's about nothing. And you know what? If it were just going to be that and just be a comedy, then you got to. I think comedies. I'm no expert. Are supposed to be funny, but it is funny to these people. These idiots who write the show. I guess they're laughing. So somebody has to laugh, right? I can't think of anything funny on that show I've seen. And I've seen all 6 episodes so far. Nothing was funny. I mean, nothing. I'll take it back. I'll give them one. They have one good idea. Matter of fact, no. It was badly executed. It wasn't funny. To take that old, silly, obscure John Byrne character, Mr. Immortal, I thought, oh, they're using him. That's kind of funny. And then they just ruin it. They just use another excuse to shit all over men. And it's just like this is what you take this weird, obscure character, and this is what you do to him. This is how you use him. The show, look, I keep seeing. I'm trying to be fair here. I keep seeing friends, people I like, on Facebook. And such. Granted, they're like friends I hang out with a lot. I'm just kidding. And other people saying how great She-Hulk is, and I'm not sure they leave. I'm not sure that if it wasn't people I actually knew existed in real life, I would think it was all made up. That no one's really likes this garbage, especially not these people that I know. Not that we agree with on everything anyway. But when I see this, I'm like, wait a minute, you. And if it's a friend that I know, I'll good natured poke some fun at them a little bit, and they're fine. Other times, I just have to. That's right. Nothing was funny at all. The Mr. Immortal scene was the worst thing I've seen on television. Exactly. You take a character like that, and I'm like, okay, you're going to use him. And as soon as they immediately ruin it. Because I was shocked when they even use him. And that brings me to something I don't know. I never really hear anyone talk about, but this is a good crowd for it. Swinging back to comics and staying with the MCU. I want to get some theories on this. I think about this sometimes because I'm a jackass that doesn't have any kind of real life. All right, we've all these comic book based movies and TV, whether it's the Marvel MCU shit now or the MCU when it was good. Some of the good stuff and the bad, right? It's all being mined and cherry picked from actual comic books. No, they're not true to the source material, but they do rip off the source material. So, and sometimes just like even in the bad shit that we see lately, because in the MCU, they've had 7 TV shows and they're all garbage, every one of them. Okay, I only watched 6 so far. But the only one I didn't watch was Miss Marvel, and I have no interest in it. There are people who like it. Fine, I didn't watch it. I don't care. Since when do defense lawyers lecture their clients' murderers? It was so stupid, J-Man. Dude, it was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. You're absolutely right, dude. Here's my question, though. And this kind of brought it to a head when we talk. Let's take this character of Mr. Immortal. I mean, what was he in? 2 or 3 friggin' comics from the Avengers West Coast or one of those things that burned? Did not too many appearances, right? How many times have we been seeing these Marvel shows, especially lately? But it's happened in some of the movies, even some of the good movies, where you'll see bits and pieces cherry-picked, mined from all over comics history. Here's my question. Usually these idiots writing these shows, they never read any of these comics. They didn't read. I mean, they're not comics fans. Sometimes they flat out admit they never read comics much. So does Kevin Feige have a bunch of old comic geeks chained up in a basement somewhere, telling them about shit that they read in a freaking comic in 1982, in 1991, in 1973, and what have you, and telling him these stories to his shitty garbage hack writers so they can go, because you always see these hodgepodges or these elements here and there picked from all over the place from different types of stories, very obscure ones, and you'll see them put in these movies. I'll be sitting around reading an old comic from 1977, whatever, and or whatever year, and I'll go, oh yeah, they kind of used a little bit of that in this movie or that show, and I'm like, there's no way those shitty idiots who write She-Hulk ever read a comic. They didn't read the Byrne run, the Slott run, even maybe not even the shitty Slott run. I don't know, but they don't know anything about comics. They always say so. They're not comics fans. They're not fans of good writing either. No. All right, J-Man, take it easy, buddy. Be seeing you. Can't wait to see you Monday night, man. They throw in lots of Easter eggs so that comics fans, and more precisely people pretend to be comics fans, spot them and tell everyone about they read it on Wiki. So I'm wondering, though, and that's absolutely true, but I'm wondering, where do they get this stuff? I see Big Bertha coming down the pike soon, Big Bertha coming down the pike soon, Clubby. So I'm saying, where do they get the ideas that they steal? Because they don't read comics. They have a bunch of official Marvel Handbook universe and open them randomly and use what they use. Yeah, that's probably a good point there, Gwagnar. I think it's that. I don't know. Again, it's an example of something I talked about back when they first announced the Eternals. They announced the Eternals because DC and Warner announced Jack Kirby's Fourth World, well, the New Gods movie. Yeah, but see, the thing is, Classic Comics, they take a lot of pretty obscure stuff sometimes and put them in these things. So they're talking to somebody. They're people here and involved sometimes tangentially. I don't know. I mean, for example, James Gunn has read a few comics. I can believe it when James Gunn, even though he's a jackass, puts things from comics that a lot of it's coming from his memory, and other things he knows enough to ask the right questions. But most of them aren't James Gunn, and Kevin Feige never read comics much. So who spoon feeds them this stuff? I know you could get things from Wikipedia, but first of all, you got to have. I mean, they're sitting there writing their script in their big conference room or whatever, and where am I? Where are they putting? They get things from they'll put like all these different elements from multiple stories from all over the place and hodgepodge them into one movie. And when you watch it, you go, "Oh, that's from and that's from and no, this is different. Oh, I think they mixed this with that." If you know that stuff, but I know that who's doing that for them? Maybe I'm just making a conspiracy theory out of nothing. Some stuff you can't just get from Wiki. I guess you can, but I guess that's what they do. I don't know. When you think about it, it's pretty disgusting because they take all these other ideas and creations. Yeah, that's a good, Max. Yeah, I mean, monkeys throwing darts. Yeah, monkeys typing on typewriters, eventually, typing Shakespeare. Except they're not even typing Shakespeare. It's shit. So I don't know. I'm just saying they probably talked to some geeks here and there. But none of the ones who are like the showrunners or the main writers of these ever people that know anything about comics. They talk to other people that know things about comics, and that's why you'll see one of their stupid movies. Oh, even one of the good movies. You'll see some of the good movies, cherry pick things too. Some of the movies that were good, but they have, a few things here and there that they got from this comic or that comic. So even before they all turned to shit, even some of the good ones have done that, where they cherry pick and mix things up. They adapt all these different things. I still don't understand why Matt Murdock, a New York lawyer, would be in California. It makes no sense. In the comics, in the early 70s, he moved to San Francisco for a while, Chris Persia. What he's doing in California in this TV show, I guess maybe we'll find out. But then later in the comics, we went to San Francisco again. That's right. Quoting the first Planet of the Apes movie, Brian Hepburn. You know what they say. Human see, human do. They play a game of Mad Libs to come up with the plots to the shows. I guarantee they're getting it from somewhere. And none of them are smart enough to come up with their own ideas. So they're not writing superhero stories. They're stealing superhero stories, and they're building like their own jigsaws, their own Frankenstein's monsters with bits and pieces from all over the place for their dumb story. Let me do a lesser used comics characters. Look at the result, then confer with the iconic and I don't know. Why was Abomination being tried in San Francisco? The events of the Hulk movie took place in New York. Exactly. Computer AI? Wagner, you might be onto something. I don't know. But it really makes me wonder because almost every time I've watched, like I said, even some of the good ones, I've seen I don't see a pure story adapted. Usually, I see bits and pieces from all kind of other stories, and it fascinates me in a sense, but it also revulses me. Um, a GW basic program, what basic program? I don't know. Who knows? But one thing I mentioned the New Gods movie, Eternals. So a few years ago, when they announced that they were going to have a New Gods movie, DC, um, and let some idiot woman who doesn't know anything about Kirby or anything else direct it. Not a week or so later, I've said this before. Kevin Feige got wind of it. Well, they announced it, right? So I can see Kevin Feige. I can see him saying, "Well, who's this Kirby New God guy or whatever?" And he don't know. He doesn't know Jack. He didn't know who Jack Kirby was. He even said himself he didn't read many comics. He read some comics, but he was a Star Wars fan. Well, good. I wish you were over at Star Wars. Maybe you do a better job on it. I don't know. Anyway, so I can see Feige going. What is So he go. I can see him like go to the nearest comic shop. It's in California. They got some good ones. And he asked somebody. He goes, "Hey, did you see the? What is this New Gods thing?" And someone probably explained the New Gods and the Fourth World to him. And he said, "Well, do we Marvel have anything like that?" And any learned Kirby fan and would say, "Well, I mean, the closest you get is the Eternals, where Jack went to Marvel later after he left from DC to back to Marvel, and he did a book where, he kind of it was not exactly like the New Gods or anything, but there's a similarity in the sense that he was able to. There were some things he wanted to finish over there that he didn't, and he never got to finish when he did Thor before. That he kind of, in a sense, it's similar. There's a similarity. It's called Eternals. It's a Kirby book. It's just his alone, and so Kevin Feige boy said, "Oh, that'll do. We'll have a Kirby book." And they announced it not too long right after the New Gods. Now we're going to do Jack Kirby's Eternals too. Can play at that game. DC, Marvel, see Marvel do. We can do our own Jack Kirby movie. Ugh. I remember when they announced it. I was like, wait a minute. This. If you thought the Guardians of the Galaxy announcement was weird, and it was, even though the movie turned out to be good. When they announced Eternals, I was like, are you shitting me? Are you crazy? New Gods, at least people knew about. I mean, Eternals lasted 19 issues, and the Kirby run. Then later they brought it back for a while in the 80s, and they brought it, they've brought it back a few times, and nobody knows anything about it. No one cares. Why? Why are you doing this? Do something else, idiot. But for God's sake, if you're gonna do it right. But no, you know where that goes. So yeah, it was Marvel see Marvel do, and eventually, because he wanted to get the jump on DC, he greenlights this garbage turd and hires this person, this woman, who knew nothing or cared nothing for Kirby or his work or the Eternals. She knows shit. And she proved she didn't know shit or care shit about the Eternals. So they got that little movie made, and it sat on the shelves for a good long time. But they beat DC to the punch, and then DC's finally like, well, made you look. And they said, we didn't really gonna do it anyway. So they dropped their stupid idea which is fine. Look, I got to give DC credit. They realized it wasn't going to be any good, or they probably said, nah, this is not worth it. But, this Devonia, whatever, I forget the woman's name now, that they put in charge. Hey, your old toys. Hey there. The woman that they put in charge of New Gods, whoever it was, that wasn't going to fly. So, and it didn't happen. Good. Who needs it? They should adapt Chuck Austin's. Didn't they pretty much adapt Gaiman or Austin's Eternals? I don't know what they did. They didn't adapt Kirby's. They put his name on it. Yeah, it was pretty much Gaiman there. Yeah. So Feige just said, yeah, just do that. Let's do that. They're a bunch of hacks with no creativity on their own. Kevin Feige's not creative. He gets all this credit for being successful. There were successes under his name for the Marvel Universe, and he made his big money over it. And he got all that credit. He's not creative. Well, he's smart. People say he's smart. Yeah, that's what they say. I don't know how smart he is because he's shooting. Maybe he's got so much money he doesn't care, but he's running the MCU into the ground. So, I mean, with the fact that it's MCU. So, again, what do I know? I don't, you got me commenting on a guy that makes all that money and I don't. So, whatever. I know that he doesn't know anything about comics, doesn't care, and he's an idiot when it comes to that kind of thing. He's obviously smart at some things, but he shouldn't give a shit what I think, or he doesn't. So there you go. But I just gotta wonder, they do this shit with this. What is it, Mr. What was it again? The Mr. Immortal. You use him, and you could have made that funny, and you just made it the most cringy, embarrassing shit I've ever seen. Alaric Harrison said, "It's like with Thor and Jane Foster, Thorella. They think to be like Thor, all you need is Mjolnir. They know nothing about Asgardians, as if any person can do battle like an Asgardian warrior like Thor. No, they don't know shit. Absolutely, Alaric Harrison. They don't understand anything about comics. I'll be happy if there's no New Gods material for 15 years. That'll be what the current goobers are retired. Yeah. Oh, look, I don't think they're going to touch New Gods if Eternals performed any service aside from saving lives, according to idiots like Feige. It served notice that you don't screw around with the characters that obscure. They steal some of New God stuff for that Snyder Cut trash by having, Steppenwolf and Darkseid and stuff like that. They'll steal some stuff from Kirby's Fourth World, but they're not going to do New Gods. I don't think so. I mean, look, DC's in terrible shape right now anyway. Black Adam's a piece of trash, and that's coming out soon. They pushed Shazam 2 back, right? Yeah, those movies are just, they're poison. Indeed, Matthew Pounder, Disney is Galactus, consuming, destroying. Yes, sir. I am right there on the same page with you, sir. Yeah, so, look, I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. Who cares? At least I'm having fun reading some comics, reading some old, Bronze Age and Silver Age. Well, Bronze. I'm going to read some Silver soon. Comics. Read the old stuff, folks. I mean, look, read new stuff if you like it. Who am I to tell you what to do? I mean, if you like any new stuff. In fact, I understand ISOM #1's shipping now. The great Eric July is shipping shipping his comic ISOM out now. That's pretty cool. So glad to hear that. Hungry Boy, Black Adam, another assassin of another tinter. Yeah. Disney does what Disney must to survive. Disney is beyond our primitive concepts of good and evil. Disney simply is. Very Galactus, yes. Well, look. Oh, did he really? Oh, I did not know that. Andy Masterson critiqued his copy of ISOM. Sorry. I need to check that out. He got his quick. There you go. Gary was talking about today. He hadn't even gotten his yet. So Andy got it. Well, Andy got his quick. I got to take a look at that. I couldn't really afford to back it. I would have liked to. Eventually, I'll try to get it. But I will definitely read it at some point. Andy Masterson. I don't know if anyone knows Andy Masterson's channel and could put the link in there. I'd appreciate it. I got to put a link in my description though. I didn't know Andy was doing a channel. Andy has a channel now, or maybe he always has. I'm being a dope. Wow, cripes! I'll definitely have to go check that out though. So, and that's good news for fans. People who ordered that and backed that. So, excellent. Andy Masterson rocks. Yes, sir. There you go. What am I looking at? Black Adam looks. Is anybody even going to go see Black Adam? Classic Comics will be reviewing it when he gets his. Oh yeah, you don't have to spoiler it. I hope he liked it though. Wow, there, D. Bud Martin. Thank you, buddy. Please, if you have not already, subscribe to Andy Masterson's channel. I wonder if I'm subscribed today. Let me refresh the chat here. And I want to see if I'm not sure if I knew that Andy had a channel or not. So, in the event that I'm not sure, I'm going to go and take a look and definitely subscribe to his channel if I have not already. I know he goes on with our buddy Doomcock. And I need to get him to come on and talk to me one night. And I shall. I will invite him for sure. All right, let's see here. Andy Masterson's channel. Are you subscribed? Am I subscribed? Let me see. My computer's very slow. Come on. All righty. Oh, I am subscribed to it. Okay. Nice. And there he's got his review. Okay. Spoiler-free review. All right, everybody. Well, I am subscribed to him. There you go. He's got some cool stuff on there. I just been a while, so you know me with my dumb memory. So please subscribe. Give Andy some subs if you would. And now let's take a look at our the Catman, NKD Miners. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for popping in. Let's take a look at the poll now. We have 29 votes so far. The question was, which of these comic book epics would you most like to see reviewed? In first place still is Avengers Kree-Skrull War. We may have a winner. In second place, I'm a little shocked that 24%, Kree-Skrull War having 41%, Crisis on Infinite Earths has 24% at number 2. Tied for number 3 is The Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen. There's an interesting shocker there because those were coming out relatively around the same time. The Thing's here. Oh my goodness. Oh my good. This is, as always, this is for you, sir.
It's Clobberin time.
Clobberin Thing. Always great to have you here, sir. So, oh yeah, absolutely. We'll get some things in there for you. The Watchmen and Dark Knight are at a tie, and then and at the rear end of the caboose there is a little bit of a shocker for me, I got to say. I never get to use those emojis as much. So that's pretty good. Look, Kree-Skrull War will be done. I will do it. Phantom, how many issues is Kree-Skrull War? There's like 7 or 8, right? Roughly. Like, isn't it like Avengers 92 through 97 or 98? I don't know. I'll find it, though. So, won't be that big of a deal to do it. And it's been forever since I've read that, so it'll be fun. So it looks like that's going to win, though. That'll get me off the hook for doing Crisis. I really don't. I mean, I might reread Crisis again eventually, but for me, the best thing about Crisis is the big old cool Crisis poster that I have framed on my wall. Big 5 foot long extravaganza. Catman said, truly feel sorry for any generation that doesn't know of, heard of good storytelling in all forms. Don't seem stories changing for the better. Don't see stories changing for the better. For at least a couple of decades or so. Catman, you could be quite correct. I would tend to agree. Sad, isn't it? But yeah, well, once in a while, something great like Cobra Kai comes out, which I really loved. There we go. Wags got it for me. Thank you. So, Avengers 89 through 97, more than I thought. Okay, good. Yep, not a problem. That will get reviewed. It looks like it's going to win, and it will get reviewed before the end of the year, maybe before the end of October. Slightly by November. Maybe I will review horror-themed comics. Not that I'm a big fan of horror comics. I'll tell you what, yeah, for October, I will review, we're reviewing, of course, J-Man and I Monday night, and that is October, are reviewing, and it fits, it's a Spectre comic. Woo, spooky, woo. We'll review that, and I will make at least my live stream comics reviews will be something scary. Maybe some other Spectre comics. Ooh. I don't know. Won't be necessarily horror, but it'll be like Marvel or DC. Like, a issue, maybe a Tomb of Dracula issue. Yeah, in fact, I will. Oh, I know just the one, too. Oh, yeah. I'll review a Tomb of Dracula, maybe. What else? And I know just the issue I want to review. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Aparo Spectre, indeed. If we already got this Spectre, but maybe we'll do. Also, I love Aparo Spectre. Also, I'll do there's a Marvel team up that has that has the monsters, the Halloween monsters in it. So they'll do that one. The Thing, and there's a Marvel 2 one also. Well, I love Wrightson's Frankenstein. I don't know if I can review that, but I love it. I have the paperback of that. Our good buddy, our long lost, dear departed buddy Mark C had a gigantic, just a beautiful Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein hardcover. It was amazing. Oh yeah, Plug Man thing for sure. I read one of those not too long ago. What I'm going to do, because it'll be Marvel. I don't know. Like I said, we got that Spectre issue already. I don't know about DC. Maybe hey, Mark D with the C. What's up, duderishness? So maybe I'll review some for DC. Maybe I'll do like I don't know, Cold Chat Comics. Cool. I'll do a iVampire. No, I'm just kidding. How about the Creature Commandos? Just one issue, man. I'm kidding. Maybe I'm not kidding. What's going on, dude? Mark D with a C? That was uncalled for. Yeah, we know you're staying up to She-Hulk. I'm going to stay up for She-Hulk. I'm going to stay up for She-Hulk. You know that. Okay. Because now I got to see what they do to Daredevil. Oh, man. Kelly Jones, Dead Man. What are you killing me, Gwagnar? You got to be kidding on that one, right? You are kidding. No, but you did mention Dead Man. That's what I'll do a Dead Man comic too. So October, what comics reviews that I do will be sort of like Monster, but maybe I'll review the Legion of Monsters. What's that Legion of Monsters? The Monster Legion or whatever that Marvel has. Remember that? You know that, of course, right? Legion of Monsters. Remember them, everybody? Oh yeah, not Monsters Unleashed though. Yeah. Let's see. I knew it would come up. You Marvel. There you go. Oh man, that Adams cover. There you go. That's what I call some monstery Marvel monstery stuff. I don't know if Daredevil's going to be in it or not. I'm just guessing. Yeah, Brother Power the Geek. Yes, that's a good one. Mark, I don't know if Daredevil's going to be on it or not. I'm just speculating. There are only 3 episodes left, and I heard he was supposed to be on the last 3, but you never know. They could be teasing it to the end because they're a bunch of jerkweeds, The Defilement of Daredevil. Brother Power the Geek. Maybe if I review it, it'll only be the original, none of those like crazy ones that they did it later. Neil Adams, Dead Man, yes. I also like Garcia Lopez, Dead Man. That was a good story. Well, I'm going to do like these monsters with superheroes. For example, Dead Man and Superman, Dead Man and Batman. Yeah. So I'll think of some of those types of titles. See, you guys help me come up with ideas. Oh man, look at this. Yeah, this freak crazy Neil Adams cover right there. I remember this one. The Legion of Monsters. Marvel Premier. The art in this one's questionable, if I remember correctly. Mark D, you do have a link if you feel like it, but no pressure. I'm not doing anything special. I never do. I never do I? But yes, Frank Springer. Oh, D-Bud, dude, I forgot to tell you, man. The other night when you had to leave, and man, I was so sad because my friend Wes came on right after you left, and I was, I was dogging on George Tuska a little bit, but I was kidding. I'm kidding around, he's done some stuff okay. But anyway, my friend Wes told a story, D-Bud, that was meant for you, buddy. I don't think you, because I think you were gone not too long. I mean, almost right after you left. He said, he was talking about at Heroes Con one year, obviously when George Tuska was still with us. He told the story of how he went to his table. Oh man, I can't remember the whole story now. I'm kind of fading in and out on it, but he basically went to his table and he couldn't hear anything. His wife was talking to people. His wife was doing all the talking, and he was trying to tell George Tuska how he liked his Iron Man and stuff like that. But George couldn't hear it. But he got to meet him and everything. It was pretty sad, but it was pretty cool because I think he got it. Now I don't remember the whole story other than he got his autograph and got to meet him, and it was really nice. And some more to the story that I'm forgetting, if anyone remembers, because I'm old like that. But when he was telling the story, I was thinking about you, going, "Oh man, D-Bud would have liked to have heard that." I don't know if you ever met Tuska, D-Bud, but yeah. So, but I don't worry. I promise I will try to get the art of George Tuska somehow. So yeah, this is what we got coming up. We got the Halloween month. Woo. Woo, 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 woo. It was a little bit, yeah, it was right after my buddy Wes came on there. So, and I forget the whole story because I was sitting there, I said I couldn't wait to tell you about it. Now I can't remember the damn thing. But the whole story anyway, other than he met him and he talked to him and stuff, you know, that was the Heroes Con, I believe. So anyway, so there you go. Hunger Boy wants to go hop into a TARDIS, go back in 1968 in Ink Tusca. Wow. 68, huh? Was he was already at Marvel at that point, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, on Iron Man already. He was already on Iron Man at that point, wasn't he? Brian said he was doing really nice artwork on demand quickly while the newer artists across from him were all slow and doing little unfinished things and stuff. Thank you, Brian. Man, that's a good memory there because I could remember that. So, Wes, if you're I don't know if Wes, if you're lurking, buddy, I totally forgot your story, but I think Brian has kind of nailed it, but more or less. So, yeah. Matthew, you're terrible. He says, go back and prevent Coletta's conception. Wowzer, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Dog.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up, man? What you up to?
Oh, not much. Yep. Thanks for having me on.
Good to have you, man.
You have Wes and me, like these Micronauts fans on your show.
Oh, well.
That's what we're joking about. We're kind of weird, right?
Those well, that's true. You're both weirdos. But I'm used to that because, you know. Yeah, this is a good cover, Deep Bud, but Frank Springer. Was this Frank Robbins and Frank Springer? I can't remember now. But this cover, man.
It's nice, yeah.
Neil Adams cover right there is badass right there. So, yeah, I was just talking about some
old
things
monsters
to be reviewing. Yeah, did you vote in the poll?
I did vote in the poll. I voted for Watchmen. I guess I'm in the minority.
It's going to be done before the end of the year. It's already in the plans.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's been talked about enough anyway. I mean, not that I wouldn't want to see a review of that, but
yeah, but you know what? It hasn't been talked about by the ultimate Watchmen expert.
That's true.
And his protege, Carlos.
Yeah.
Because I happen to be, I'm surprised that it's done so poorly in this vote, by the way. For better or worse, because it did cause a lot of trouble. Our long lost buddy Mark C didn't like it. Actually, we were gonna.
Oh, he didn't he didn't like Watchmen.
No, we had a show planned to talk about it one time.
I thought everyone who was into comics had to like Watchmen.
It's a rule, yeah. No,
that was a rule, yeah. Especially if you decree it.
Well, yeah, but I don't make people like things. I just make people dislike things.
Yeah.
I do ruin the movie for people, as we both know.
Yeah.
I
like 95% of the movie, but yeah.
Even I do.
Well, actually, the HBO series did a great job with the squid. I mean, but that episode was good. That was pretty cool the way they set that up and the effects and that was there were bits and pieces of that series that were well done. Not a lot of it was obviously a lot of it was a disaster, but that episode I thought was pretty cool. They proved you could do the squid, I guess. So you didn't happen to watch it, did you? Or
I watched that garbage show. The only one with the squid was the only one they did anything decent with. It was still terrible garbaggio.
And being Italian, I would have had a lot of fried calamari for the next year.
What was I doing now? I forgot. Oh.
Ultimate Watchmen.
Oh, yeah, Watchmen. Yeah, totally forgot where it was. Oh, yeah. It just so happens. A lot of people don't even know this. Even people listen to the show. You might not even know it. When it comes to the comic Watchmen, I happen to be the ultimate end-all authority. Hello, Donnie Pearson. Good to see you, my friend. National Good Neighbor Day. I've been a good neighbor today. I didn't even go outside to say anything to my neighbors at all. I never do, though. I'm nothing against
Wasn't
them.
it was Daughter's Day the day before, then Son's Day?
Yeah,
and
then it was
now
Son's Day.
Neighbors?
Who makes these days up?
Oh God! And I like, am I a bad dad for not posting? My wife always posts, like, everyone's got the generic post. I love my kids. It's like,
I'm not participating in silly internet days.
Yeah,
I did write to my daughter and tell her I about it.
Her, yeah.
I told her, said no. I said it was really late in the day. I said it's come to my attention that today is National Daughter's Day or whatever. And so and she laughed. Yeah, she didn't. I mean, she probably didn't know either. I mean, she might have. So
I'm in favor of Donut Day, though. Free donut.
That I'm going to start tomorrow, probably. Yeah. So, Watchmen, folks. I happen to own it. Not of course. I want to get in trouble with DC. I don't own the rights to them, but I happen to be the ultimate authority on Watchmen. There's no one on the planet that knows more about it than myself. That's confirmed by me. So it means really not confirmed at all. And Carlos, Carlos.
Yep.
He is, of course,
he's the bodybuilder, right?
Yes, he's always been my protege when Watchmen is concerned, and we will review that soon. Yeah. So,
and of course, you have the Ultimate Watchmen book.
Oh yeah, I have the Ultimate Watchmen. I have a gigantic Watchmen collection, and I do mean real Watchmen. Nothing, no fake crap, no fake. Only the real deal. The Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons masterpiece, which again has rad ramifications, but still.
I do have the Ultimate Watchmen book. It is gorgeous. But is Alan Moore's name on that one, or did he take his name off of that one?
What?
On the Ultimate Watchmen book, he allowed his name to be on that, or I guess he can't. His name is still appears on Watchmen, right?
You mean?
Yeah. Does his name appear on that, or did he take? Take his...
Now I don't know, man. I have to go look at it again.
Or when it's published, does
probably
his name
appear
on
it? He probably took his name off of it.
Is his name off of the new editions, or?
I don't know. The new editions, yeah, but as far as Absolute Watchmen, there's only one edition.
Yeah. I can't remember if his, because then
now
he started taking his name off.
Go look.
Off. Mine's in the bedroom upstairs.
Now I have no idea what I was about to do. I have
I'm messing you up. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's my fault, not you. I have a copy of the unproduced Watchmen movie for this. There's no unproduced Watchmen movie, but there were a couple scripts. A really terrible Sam Hamm script, and the Sam Hamm script was bad. I've never seen the Terry Gilliam script, but Alan Moore has, and said it sucked. So, I think you mean the unproduced. It can't be an unproduced movie, but you mean the script, Classic Comics, the one by Sam Hamm. Oh man, it sucks.
It was bad, yeah.
Yes, indeed. And the Sam Hamm script he's talking about. Now again, don't know if there are copies of the Gilliam one floating around out there, but Alan Moore didn't like it. Yeah, I have every form. I have the book in every form. But anyway, yeah. So I used to read it once a year for like 20-something years straight. Like before that, a couple times a year before, and then eventually it was like once a year. Now it's been a number of years since I've read it. I've wanted to let it sit a while. And I will be reviewing that soon. Now, if you want to review the Kree Skrull War with me, it's big, but if you're game. You there?
Oh, sorry. I got to call my mom. She called. She's not feeling great. So
you okay? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, let me drop out for a second. Yep. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, just because normally she doesn't call this late. So
you just mute. Go ahead, man. I'll be here.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. Thanks. Yep.
All right, bro.
Let me.
If you want to just mute or whatever.
Yeah. I just can't find the tab now. I got too many tabs open. Yep.
Oh.
You know how that goes. Yeah,
hope she's okay, man.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be all right, but she's got.
Go for
she gets that high heart rate once in a while. So.
Oh shit! I hear you, dude.
Yep. So sorry about that, guys.
No problem, dude.
Let me mute. Yep.
Keely Chow, roll tide there, Keely. Good to see you, man. So yeah, Watchmen will be done this year. Obviously, it looks like Kree Skrull War will be done this year. It's got a big. Oh, the lead's tightening, man. Please don't let Crisis win this, folks. I don't want to review Crisis yet, man. Kree Skrull War, yes. Don't let Crisis win this thing, people. I'm kidding. You vote any way you want. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Yeah, that's Frank Robbins and Frank Springer, I believe. Whoa, what a combo. Wow. Yeah, D Bud, that's quite a combo, man. Frank Robbins, Frank Springer, God bless him and all that stuff. But, anyway, what can you do? So, yeah, I'll review some monster related superhero comics. In fact, let me show you the Tomb of Dracula issue I'm going to review. Because I haven't read this in 40 bazillion years. All right, Tomb of Dracula. Of Dracula. 75 or 50? I think it's 50. Yes. Tomb of Dracula. The Silver Surfer and Dracula, folks. How about that one? Oh, yeah, look, Keely Chow, I'm definitely going to review Watchmen. Tomb was the first. Is that the first issue of Tomb of Dracula you read? Matthew, you mean, or is it just the first comic you've ever read? Just curious. I'm not sure what you. Oh, let's see here. By the way, yeah, if you guys tell me which one you voted for. I'd be interested in knowing your votes. I mean, it's not like a confidential thing, like a real election. So you could, unless you don't want to tell me. I mean, it is your private right to, right to privacy there if you don't want anyone to know what you voted for. But I'd be interested to see what you voted for here. Keeley says he voted for Dark Knight Returns, and I think you said that Eric, Kate, is that what you said as well? Okay. Oh, you only got the chill. Okay, I see what you say there, Matthew. All right, so here we go. D-Bud voted for Crisis. You might win, D-Bud. It might catch up, man. And I was just kidding. And whatever wins, wins. Kree Skrull War for Hungry Boy. Dark Knight for Eric K. Persia, the Great, says Kree Skrull. About time somebody talked about it. Well, it could win, dude. Max Redstone said, I vote Forever was the candidate on the Bull Moose party ticket. I think that would be the Kree Skrull War. Moose and Squirrel. Wants to pull a road on my head, huh? You vote for me, and nobody gets hurt. Lark Harrison says, Kree Skrull War. J-Man already left, so I don't know what he voted for. I need to ask him what he voted for. Guagnar voted for Avengers as well. He says that Dark Knight and Watchmen have been covered by everyone and their dog. Has anyone really covered? I mean, they have over the years. There's no question about it, Guagnar, but it hasn't been done by me yet. That's the difference. However, I will tell you this: obviously, I do love Watchmen. I don't love Dark Knight Returns. When I review it, I'm gonna be brutal to it, and I will review it at some point. Eric K says thank you for the $5 super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. The real question is, will Clobby ever let us see the Wesley comic he made? Nope, no one will ever see that one, not till I die. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it to you in my will, Eric. Brian said Crisis. Gotcha. Interesting. I'll review all of them, though. They'll all get reviewed at some point. Oh, my goodness. They'll all get reviewed at some damn point. So let's see here. Trying to figure out. Does anyone remember this issue of Tomb of Dracula? Because I don't remember a damn thing about it but the cover. There's a parody cover of it. Look at that. Wow. Strange stuff. Good comic though. I've been thinking about doing a deep dive on Tomb of Dracula, going back and rereading it. Matthew Patterson said Crisis. Infinite, not Infinite Crisis, dude. What the hell? Count Chocula indeed. Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. I don't remember a thing about it other than the cover, D-Bud. But I bought a bunch of those. I hate when my memory does that to me. When I go, I've seen it so many times that I think, oh yeah, I read that. I just don't remember. Then I'll go and read it and go, I don't think I ever read this. Or sometimes I'll say, I've never read this, and I'll go read, oh yeah, I've read this. God, man, it's just so many comics out there, man. You got a guy claims he read all 27,000 plus Marvel comics, which means he read that one. You think he can remember them all? That's why it's just so inconceivable that you can read freaking 27,000 of the suckers. Oh, wow. Essentials? Yep, nice. I love that. I love me some Essentials, man. Those collections are really nice. I'd like to get more of those. Perhaps I will. So what? Even though, see, you only get 4 chances with the polls. Can anyone right now, in our few remaining minutes here tonight, name something I don't have that I don't have on this list, comics wise? A story, a single issue. Hey there, your Muslim uncle. Good to see you, buddy. Name for me tonight while we're doing Wild Card Wednesday nights and anything else. Name something else besides the 4 that we listed here in my poll that you would like to review. I can't promise I will review it. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Mark had to run, everybody. He's got something he had to take care of, so just letting you know. So if you got one that you'd like to see reviewed, I'd like to know what. I'd like to know. Tomb of Dracula Omnibus. Oh, wow. Nice, Quagnar. Love it. So here we got. I'm going to start them, then I'm going to read them. Hungry Boy, I'm going to have to disqualify you for that, Duskin. Matthew, yeah, Mark just had something he needed to take care of. He had something. He had to take care of something, and we're all wishing him best of luck with what he's got going on. So, let's see here. So far we've got The Killing Joke, Keely Chow. Okay, that's a good one to review. Talked about it before. I don't think I've reviewed it though. Beware the Creeper. Are you okay, the whole run or the old one? Of course, the old Ditko. I would imagine D-Bud, right? Avengers B X-Men, where Loki is the villain behind it. Avengers B X-Men. Your Muslim uncle? What do you mean? Avengers BS. Millie the model. How dare you, ugly boy? All right, let's see here. V for Vendetta. Yes, that's definitely on the list at some point. Serious English Challengers of the Unknown. Yes, sir. There's so much to, I don't know where we would start. I guess at the beginning. Keely Chow, we did Kingdom Come this past summer. My friend J-Man and I did a whole Monday night show about it where we reviewed the whole thing. I think it was either a few months back. I don't know if it was summer. It was a little before summer. But we have reviewed Kingdom Come. We have a nice, long, extensive review of it. It's in I have a playlist on my channel called, Clobby's Classic Comics Reviews. And it's in there. And it was, Wagner says, Camelot 3000 for the Bolin art. Yeah, that book, man, it took forever to come out, those last issues. Great art. The story kind of went nowhere, I thought, but I haven't read it in forever. So, Wagner, that's not a bad idea. Creeper's only 7 issues, including the showcase he premiered. Okay. Noted. Absolutely. That would be fun. Yep. Moore's Captain Britain. That's on the docket too, because they've compiled that into a trade, which I have. And he did a good job on Captain Britain. So we'll definitely be doing that one. I was thinking about I'm probably going to review some Astro City. Two-issue miniseries Alpha Flight, X-Men Alpha Flight. Okay. Gotcha. Squirrel Girl versus Galactus was mentioned by Hungry let's see, and was mentioned by Okay, well, Squirrel Girl did I'll have to look for that one. I've never read a Squirrel Girl comic. I know Steve Ditko actually created her. And I know she's popular now with the modern crowd, if you will. So who knows? And my computer's going slow. Slow McSlowness. The Marvel Annihilation Omnibus. Wow. Man, that is that one you'd like reviewed, Alaric, or is the one that you have? Do you have that omnibus? At that point when Annihilation came out, I was in the business. I was working at a comic shop, whatever. I totally dumped Marvel as a reader. For the most part, I wasn't buying any Marvel stuff. And I was really sick of the big crossover minis and the events and stuff. So, Alaric, I never read Annihilation. I looked at it and didn't get it. So, I would have to. You love it, okay? Well, hey, I may have to look into it then. But man, that omnibus, those omnibuses are serious stuff, and they are expensive. Do not let it be said, Clobby does not do what the people want. Yes, I will. Yep, it's going to win. That's good to know, Alaric. It's all okay. There you go. Alaric, I will definitely look at that. No, I mean, there were a lot of those Marvel crossover books I just did not even bother with. DC as well. I can't. That's the thing. It's a topic really to go into for another time. But hey, Oliver Belamonte, good to see you, my friend. I can't stand, for the most part, the events, the crossovers. We talked about Crisis a little bit earlier. I can't stand them. I don't like, because they never exist to do a good story. They exist to just peddle product and do all these crossovers and shit. They always aggravate me. Legion of Superheroes Silver Age Omnibus because I own it. Yeah. Well, I love that. That's fantastic. And I don't have that omnibus. I have those stories in the archives that they did, the archive editions of the same that they put a bunch of the archives together to make the omnibus. Oliver says, Batman Contagion, the story where the Dark Knight tries to discover the source of the virus, which was released by Ra's al Ghul. I was not following the Batman title at the time. I'm familiar with it when it came out because I was not buying a lot of mainstream comics. There are a lot of different eras I just totally passed on. I wasn't buying a lot of the mainstream stuff, so I've never read that, Oliver. And maybe that will be a thing. See, I've kept the Clobby's classic comics reviews down to something that I know, that I've read and liked a lot, or for the most part, and want to go back and revisit. So I know that it's something that I'm going to be positive about and going, this is great, or whatever. What I haven't done with the reviews yet is review something that, for whatever reason, I did not read when it came out. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily averse to that, by the way. I'm not saying I'm averse to that. But I haven't done that yet. Like I said, the reviews started. Mark, again, the late Mark C, our great late buddy. We reviewed Justice by Alex Ross. It's the first one we did. Then we did The Coming of Galactus, with the Kirby original first Galactus story. And those were books we already knew we loved, right? And then, unfortunately, his passing, while he was going through a lot of things, we were going to review the Simonson Thor run. We were going to had a lot of things to talk about that we wanted to review, so much so that we didn't get it together. So a year after he passed, I went a year without doing any comic book reviews that I wanted to do. Just didn't feel right. Time goes on. And so at the outset of 2021, no, I'm sorry. That was 2021 and we didn't do any. Of this year, 2022, my pal Max von Priestley and I came up the idea. I said, well, I want to start it up again. He and I reviewed Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. And what I did, I've decided that when I do these reviews with various people, it's something that I already love. Maybe even if I haven't read it for a while, and we're gonna make it like a fun night where we talk about something that we really like a lot, as opposed to reading. Review something cold that you didn't read. You don't know if you're gonna like it or not, and reviewing something you didn't like, which is nothing wrong with that. But we so we decided to do something that we liked. All right, Max, take it easy, buddy. Have a good night, bro. Thank you. So the Simonson run, I plan to do that with Mark C. It is great. I don't know if I could ever do it with anyone else because we had that plan. Oliver, but I would consider it. I know I might. I'm thinking I might do the Simonson run soon. I'm not soon, but eventually, Alaric, because I do have one friend that wants to do it, so we might just do it in Mark's honor. I did not like the Death of Superman or Nightfall myself, Oliver. I was not a fan of those. I was opposed to those comics when they came out. So you probably don't want me reviewing them. Just saying. A lot of people like them, and hey, you're probably right. Then don't listen to me. Let's see, what's that? Planet Hulk was good. Yeah, Planet Hulk was pretty good. Let's see. 2 newer ones. The Marvels Project and Planet Hulk. I don't think I read the Marvels Project. Now, I read Marvels. Marvels is going to be done fairly soon. So there's some comics you probably don't want my biased ass to review, to be honest. But so it's got to be something. Now, that doesn't mean I won't review anything cold. I am going to do some stuff like that. I'm thinking I'm going to start reviewing stuff that I haven't read or didn't. It's been so long, it just may as well have not read it at all because it's been so long. Chris Persia says, "How about Extinction Agenda with the first appearance of Clubby's favorite Cajun Gambit?" Ugh, never read it. Can we get you to tear Arkham Asylum up? Oh, by Morrison apart? Yeah, man. You like that Art McKean or whatever? I didn't like Arkham Asylum. Not so much for the art. I bought it, when it came out. Hungry Boy, I didn't like Arkham Asylum that much. And I guess you didn't either. In fact, I didn't like it at all. A lot of people did, though. And by the way, I just want to make clear, if it's something you like, just because I didn't like it doesn't mean shit. You liked it. I respect that. I'll just say, hey, it wasn't my bag. But I'm not necessarily adverse to reviewing it. But I kind of like to, as far as I mostly use this for, reviewing some, Alaric, I've been asked that a lot, actually. I do not have Ragnarok. And shout out to Bruce Lombardo out there who's tried to chide me into getting that a lot. And I mean to. I do want to get it. I know about it. I've seen a lot of things from it. I hear it's great. I trust everyone saying it's great. So I do plan to get it at some point and read it. Alaric, I promise I do. And I hope to read it soon. But not at the moment. This is definitely my bag, baby. This sort of thing's not my bag, baby. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So, you know what? I want to thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. Let me take a look at the poll and close the poll out. For once, I have not forgot the poll. I usually forget the sucker. Do a little refresh here. And we will proclaim our winner. Let's see what it's going to be. The excitement and tension mounts. What will finally win this race for the next Clubby's Classic Comics review? As the thing loads, we'll wait with breathless anticipation. What will win? It's been a great horse race so far, and it made me do a crappy Howard Cosell, and I'm sorry, folks. Anyway, here we go. All right. Okie dokie. So I'm going to close the poll. And it takes a second here. Oh, man, come on. All right. Oakley dokley this. Here we go. The question was, my friends, which of these comic book epics would you most like to see reviewed? Meaning, of course, reviewed by me. And a guest. I always have usually different guest stars who review with me. In first place, Avengers Kree-Skrull War. So that's our winner. I believe Mark D might join me. If Mark D doesn't want to do it, I'll get someone to do it. He may not. But so that's from Avengers, I believe, 89 through 97. I believe Matthew told. Someone told me. Was it Matthew? One of you guys told me. Forgot who it was now. So sorry. Don't hit me. In second place at 27% was Crisis on Impotent Earths. Or so Impotent Earths, I'd say. And then in 18% third place is The Dark Knight Returns. And then poor old Watchmen in last place at 15%. That's if I don't get a vote, by the way. That's out of 33 votes. I don't get a vote. Because I made the poll. If I did, I probably would have voted Watchmen. But don't worry. And because I would have voted Watchmen, it's going to be reviewed pretty soon. So, Kree-Skrull War will be reviewed at the beginning of November. Because October, of course, is Halloween month. And even though, look, I'm not the biggest Halloween guy. In fact, but I've lost that battle. So many people I know love Halloween. They think you're worse than Scrooge if you don't like Halloween, people say. Nothing against it. It's just not, not my bag either. Not my bag, baby. But I will do a few sort of monstery themed things for Clobberin Times. Why not? So I'll be reviewing some superhero monster type comics from Marvel and DC, Bronze Age, stuff like that. Clobby, I wish, Oliver says, I wish you could review Vampirella Warren magazines at one time. Oh, perhaps Raquel might judge the artistic anatomy of Vampirella. Huh? I will ask her. You know what? I might take a look at some of those, Oliver. Yeah. Of course, I've looked at them when I was a kid when those were coming out because I'm old. I know they make them now again, but when I wasn't going to hit the spinner at the 7-Eleven, when I was going to the Eckerd Drugs or the K&B Drugs to get my comics off of the rack, the big rack, the magazine rack. Obviously, I didn't buy the Warren mags. I'm sure my mom wouldn't have let me anyway. But I definitely looked at them. I perused them like all red-blooded American boys. And I looked at Vampy quite a bit. Yeah. But I would go, yeah, this is nice and all. I couldn't probably get away with buying it anyway, so I just bought my superhero comics. But I do have every respect and love me some Vampy now. So who knows? Maybe we will, Oliver. Maybe we will. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here with me tonight. Again, tomorrow night, Raquel and I will be here for the big gang, for the big clubhouse. I don't know if Mark might be on an away mission and handling something, but we'll miss him, but we'll carry on. Friday night, I hope maybe I'll be on with Nick at the comic shop on 8 p.m. Central as usual. Tomorrow night, of course, being 9 p.m. for the clubhouse. And then Saturday night, Star Trek is here. 4 more astounding episodes of Deep Space Nine, finishing out season 2 of DS9 there with my wonderful first officer, Commander R.M. Raquel Briggs. And hopefully Mark D will have his Sunday night geekery at 10 p.m. Eastern, as always. And I'll be there for that, I hope. And then then Monday night, I have 2 shows. An early special edition of Clobby's Classic Comics Review at 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 Eastern. With the great J-Man as my guest, we will review DC Comics Presents number 29 with Superman teaming up with the Spectre. Written by the late, great Lynn Wein, and, of course, art by Jim Starlin and Romeo Tangal. And that is going to be a lot of fun. And later for the regular 9 Central slot, I'll have another Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk. And so I'm looking forward to that. I want to thank you all for being here with me tonight. Of course, the great J-Man was here earlier. Eric K., the Bronze Wrencher, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you, Chris Persia, for being here with me tonight. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, D. Bud Martin. Dude, appreciate you all so much for being here. Who else was here with us tonight? Hang on. Let me get ready. I don't want to miss anybody. I want to thank you all. Of course, thanks to the great Mark D with a C for stopping by. He had to go handle something. We're all hope everything's going okay. Get it handled, get it straight. So big time best wishes with him. What's going on there? But yeah, I'll definitely keep track of what's going on with that. Let's see here. Who else? Phantom Outsider was here. Thank you, buddy. Classic Comics. Thank you for being here with us tonight. Appreciate you, bud. Always good to see you, my friend. Wagner. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Brian Hepburn. Good to see you. Thank you so much. The Thing was here tonight, by the way. And we always got to say to him, because he is special.
It's Clobberin time.
Let's see here. Matthew Pounder. Thank you for being here, buddy. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Alaric Harrison. Thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate you. Hungry for Max Redstone to team up with Lloyd Kaufman, a.k.a. the great Clobberin Times artist. Hungry boy. Great to see you, buddy. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Who else was here? I'm getting there, folks. Sorry. I'm gonna takes a bit of scrolling sometimes to get everybody. I don't want to miss anyone. Wow. let's see here. Right, we're almost there, folks. Won't take that long. I think. Let's see. Who was here? I should put some of that music on while I'm doing this. See everybody. I know there were more people here. Don't get me wrong, everybody. But it took a while. We got Claude Perishable was here. JD Lewis was here. Thank you, JD. Hang on. Things going slow on me, folks. Sorry. Let's see here. Man, oh man. Almost to the end. Sorry. I just like to get everybody, like that. Your Old Toys popped in. Thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate you so much. The Catman, a.k.a. D.D. Myers, thank you for being here. And Keely Chow, Roll Tide Keely, thank you for stopping by. And now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his candy. Would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. Sorry. We'll never do that again, I promise. Let me see. All right. Dottie Pearson, thank you so much for being here. Oliver Bellamonte, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And I think that pretty much just about wraps it up. But I want to be certain. Your Muscle Uncle. See, I always best to check. Your Muscle Uncle, my friend, thank you for being here. It's great to see you. I hope you and your family are doing well, my friend. Let's see here. Okay, I think. Now, I always like to say, I think we got them all now, because when I do that, look, someone always pops in. The Common Nerd. Good to see you, Common Nerd. Thank you for popping in. It's an honor to have you here. Snail Messiah pops in at the end there. Good to see you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us tonight. It's been fantastic hanging with you, especially you guys hang with me, even though I'm doing nothing and saying less than nothing. But it's still fun talking to all you about comics and stuff. I love hanging out with you and just bouncing things off. Thank you for voting in the poll. Again, at the beginning of November, Avengers Kree Skrull War will be reviewed by me and some guests. I don't know exactly what will be yet. In the meantime, we've got October coming up. There'll be I'll be reviewing a lot of superhero monster comics. I'll have the theme set up. So, until then, thank you so much. And a big shout out to the great Mark D with the C. Hope everything's okay with everybody. And a big shout out to the great Stone Loki for having me on the round table tonight with the great 24/7 Fusion Media, and for these opening credits he made. Mark D with a C, and in combination with the great Stone Loki made for me. So good night, everybody, and don't forget.
It's Clobberin time.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
It's Clobberin time. time.